Welcome back. In this video, we're going to discuss the like operator and the need for approximate queries. Let's see first what we mean by approximate queries and why we need them. Let's try to do a simple query in our database. We want to find the entry for Alfred Hitchcock in the directors table. So we go and try to select R from directors where last name is equal to Hitchcock. So in this query, we are using just the last name because I wanted to see the results. So take a look at the results and notice that we get back quite a few Hitchcocks. Alfred, Bill, and so on. Remember we faced this problem before where we're trying to retrieve the entries for directors such as Kubrick, Wells, or Tarantino. We're getting multiple people with these last names, and the solution was to also add a condition for the first name. Now, let's forget for the second the result that we got back, and let's try to write a query that get back just Alfred Hitchcock. How could we write it? Select star from directors where first name is equal to Alfred and last name is equal to Hitchcock. Now, if we execute this query, we get nothing back. Why? If you remember from the results from the earlier query, the first name for Alfred Hitchcock in the database is actually not Alfred, but Alfred parenthesis first. So the equality condition first name is equal to Alfred comes back false, and we never retrieve the director entry that we want. In principle, we could have written something like select star from directors where first name is equal to Alfred parenthesis I close parenthesis and last name is equal to Hitchcock. However, how could we know beforehand that the first name of the director needs to be written like that? So we need to have a way to say, well, not exactly equal to Alfred, but equal to something like Alfred. So this is what the like operator will allow us to do. Before getting to the solution, let's see another example. Let's say that we want to get the entries for the movies in the Godfather trilogy released in 1972, 74, and 1990. So we write select star from movies where name is equal to the Godfather. We try to execute this query and we get back nothing. Why is that? Because the name for the movie in the database is actually Godfather, the for the first part. It is Godfather, colon part 2, the for the second part, and Godfather, part 3, the for the third movie. Of course, it is not obvious how to know these names beforehand. We are looking for them in the database. We don't know exactly how they have been entered in the database. So we need some functionality that says, give me back all the movies with the name Godfather in them. And the like operator is going to allow us to do that. To address exactly these issues, SQL provides the ability to write approximate queries using the like operator. The syntax of the like operator is the following: attribute, like, and then followed by a pattern. What's a pattern? A pattern is a string that allows for two special characters, the percent character and the underscore character. The special percent character stands for 0, 1, or more characters, and the underscore character represents a single character. Both for percent and underscore, these characters can be any character. The percent character is used significantly more often than the underscore, so let's start with the percent character and see a couple of examples. Now, let's say that we want to retrieve all the movies that start with the letter B. How can we use the like operator for that? We type select star from movies where name, like, open quotes, B, percent, close quote. The percent after B means that we want the name of the movie to start with the letter B, and afterwards we can have any number of characters. Execute the query, you will see that we get back all the movies that start with the letter B. Similarly, we can write something like select star from movies, where name like, we're getting %B, and this pattern asks for movies that start with the letter B and end with the letter B, and in between can have any number of characters. So run it, and you will see that we get back all the movies that start with the letter B and also end with the letter B. Now, let's talk about the underscore special character for like patterns. As mentioned before, this special character, the underscore, is similar to the %sign. However, instead of 0, 1 or more characters, it is matching one single character. For example, let's say that we want to find all the movies that start with B, end with B, and have exactly 3 characters in between. So in this case, we modify the pattern to say select star from movies, where name like B underscore 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 B. Execute the query, and you'll see that we get back this movie B and B. Again, the movie name starts with B, ends with B, and has exactly 3 characters in between. Let's try to do again the examples that we tried before using the like operator. We want to find the entry for Alfred Hitchcock. Remember that we had issues with his first name, the way that was entered in the database. So we're going to use now the like operator and form a pattern that serves as an approximation for his first name. We take the query that we wrote before, select star from directors, where first name is equal to Alfred, open parenthesis I, parenthesis, and last name is equal to Hitchcock. We're going now to modify this query to use like. So we go to the first equality condition and we modify it to be where first name like Alfred. And then we're going to put the % at the end so that the condition reads as follows: first name like Alfred %, closing quotes. And then we have and last name is equal to Hitchcock. We execute this query and you'll see that we get back the entry for Alfred first Hitchcock. Notice that in the condition that used like, we have first name like and then a pattern string Alfred followed by the % at the end. The % means that we are looking for strings that start with the Alfred and then can have any number of characters afterwards, including no characters, which means that the Alfred by itself also matches the pattern. In principle, if you want, you can make the pattern even broader, and you can also write something where first name like A % and last name is equal to Hitchcock. In that case, we are looking for all first names that start with A, and all these names would match the pattern. Quite often when you interact with the database, you tend to write such broad patterns, and then you narrow down as you identify the rows that you are interested in. Let's do another example. We want to retrieve the movie entries for the Godfather trilogy that was released in years 1972, 1974, and 1990. Let's start with a broad query. So we go and we write select star from movies where name like Godfather %. We execute this query and you'll see that we get all the movies that start with the name Godfather. Notice that all of them start with the name Godfather. Potentially, you might say, well, we may want to go even broader and try to find all the movies that contain the term Godfather anywhere in the title. In that case, to achieve that, we revise the pattern and use 2 percentile signs before and after the Godfather string, so our new query reads select star from movies where name like % Godfather %. And when you execute the query, you will see that we get back results for the 3 Godfather movies that we're interested in, but also many other movies that contain the name Godfather inside. So what we want to do, we want to limit now the results only to the 3 movies in the trilogy. So for that part, we know that the years of release for these three movies are 1972, 1974, and 1990. To restrict the results to these 3 years, we add an additional condition using the AND operator, and we write AND year. And we're going to use now the IN operator that we discussed in our previous video, and we're going to write year in open parentheses 1972, 1974, 1990, close parentheses. We execute the query, and you will see that we get back the 3 movies that we are interested in: Godfather, Godfather Part 2, and Godfather Part 3. You will see that we also have one extra movie, Black Godfather, there. Let's skip the % sign in front of the like pattern and revise it to name like Godfather % so that we don't get back the Black Godfather. Execute the query, and we get back the trilogy, Godfather, Godfather Part 2, and Godfather Part 3. These are a few examples that illustrate how we can use the like operator and pattern strings to query the database with approximate queries. In our next video, we'll discuss the concept of null in databases and see how databases handle missing information. Until then, play around and practice. See you next time.